Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and it is time for our print on demand challenge. This is day 35. But I guess officially, yesterday we didn't meet, so it's technically day 34. Well, I'll have to remember to always subtract one day. And that's the reason why we're going all the way to the 31st, because we didn't meet on the 4th of July. So I'm going to go ahead and get us going again on a few different things. First of all, I don't know where you are in your print on demand journey. So I am going to offer 2 more catch up days. I'm going to offer one catch up day on Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th. I will try to pick a time. I don't know which time yet that I'm going to offer it, but I'll try to pick a time that may work for everybody. Saturday will definitely be in the afternoon, but Sunday, and Sunday might be in the afternoon as well because of church. So if there is a time that you prefer, you can type it in the comments and let me know if you need a catch-up day so we can get everybody back on track. So we took a little break because of the 4th of July. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July, and we send prayers out to those who did not, which is really tragic. So with that being said, in stage 1 of this journey, we started off with just creating printables and downloadables. Hopefully that was something that was semi-simple, semi-straightforward. And we worked on creating our Canva and Etsy accounts. We kind of talked through a lot when it came to Canva and when it came to Etsy. We talked through a lot of the trademark and privacy and intellectual property guidelines on both of the platforms. We talked about, briefly talked about acquiring your assets, your social media assets. We went through some exercises of using the Canva tool and actually creating some designs. And we worked on that for week 1 and week 2. So at this point, if you took the big challenge or the small challenge, well, not big or small, if you decided that you're going to take the stretch challenge, at the end of stage 1, you would have had 12 listings. At the end of stage 1, if you just took the minimum challenge, it was 8 listings. We continued on learning some additional enhanced features. We learned about some other print on-demand design tools that you could sign up for accounts. We looked at the pricing. We looked at suppliers, a little bit of the suppliers, and we continued on our journey with creating some designs. So that took us through continuing to create our designs. If you took this challenge goal, it was 7 listings. If you did not, it was 5 listings. And then in week 4, it was all about getting caught up. So now we're officially in week 5. Week 5 will wrap up on the 16th of July. So that is in 11 days. And then we will move to stage week 6. And week 6 is going to conclude on the 31st. So we will have a class on Sunday, the 31st. And what I do want to say is I'm hoping that all of you are making some progress on your designs. I'm hoping that you got some Etsy items listed and that you have you got your listings up. And if you haven't, again, I'm going to offer 2 catch-up days. We can talk about whatever you need to talk about on the 9th and the 10th. I would say I'll offer them at 5 p.m., but I may actually extend that and offer it earlier. So I've got to figure out my timings and what I have going on that day. And then that way you can jump on and ask whatever questions you have. So last week or this week, we talked about, we briefly went through an exercise on pricing. I showed you Printful's like pricing platform information. They give you a calculator tool. We talked about, ordering some samples, and the more over time that you order from them, or the larger you have in sales, the more you have in sales, the larger the sample quantities you can potentially get. We did go back over some of the keywords and hashtags, so I'll go back over that again. And we talked about outsourcing, preparing for growth in your store. Because at some point, my hope, my prayer, my wish for you is that you will be able to actually outsource aspects of your store, or store operations, so that you don't have to do it yourself. And because we're all solopreneurs, and I believe that that's completely doable, but you got to be profitable at first. So we want to get to volume. One of the other things that we did talk about in great detail in stage two, or the end of stage one, beginning of stage two, is definitely building that schedule. I've been talking about that. And so if you have not had a chance to get fully caught up, get up to speed, get to where you feel like you need to be in your business, your schedule maybe will be the big guide that will help you to find the time, the windows of time that where you can work this business and not be stressed out. So I am going to go over keywords, a little bit of keywords today. And the reason I'm going over keywords, I think we talked about store. We may not didn't talk about it. Hold on, I think we did. So let me go back. I think we talked about store name. I'm pretty sure we did. These. 1 second. Why you need a brand? Your domain, branding, trademark. Okay, we did go through store name and adapting your store name, and definitely doing the logo for your store name. And then we also went into optimizing your listing, and we talked about that. So yeah, we're all caught up. I think we're caught up. So let me go back over the keywords that we're using and why we have some of these amazing tools. Hopefully you've already set up your eRank account. I think we did some of that in class for those that did not. I did talk about the plans. There's an affordable plan, extremely affordable, but you can also use the free. So with the free, the reason why eRank matters is because it is the #1 tool used for Etsy sellers when it comes to keyword research and figuring out which keywords or tags are not being utilized or underutilized for different niches. By using those keywords and those tags, that can help you to get more organic traffic. So we looked at the features, and let me log in to my eRank account. Okay. So I think one of the things that we looked at, I think we did look at necklaces. So I'm going to choose something completely different. I'm actually going to, okay, Nicholas, thank you. I don't know why you brought me that, but thank you very much. Sorry. So we're going to go ahead and choose smoothies. I don't think we looked at smoothies. Yeah, maybe later. Okay. So as we kind of look at this, the competition, the click-through rate for things that are related to smoothies is 90%, which is super high. I think I chose the word smoothies. You could do a search on smoothie and see if it, if it's still in the 90%. But the number of those that actually have smoothies in their listing on Etsy, the competition is super low. It's not that high. So there's no data available, which is really interesting. I would have never thought that. I would have never thought that. So let me try smoothie. Okay, so smoothie, I have some data. And again, the competition is low, which means there's an opportunity there. The click-through rate is high. So as I kind of look at this data, and you'll see I have the opportunity to upgrade. Let me minimize this just a little bit. Okay. So smoothie cup competition is super low. Smoothie bamboo straw, I don't know why I would. I mean, maybe you can create a listing where you suggest that they use a bamboo straw to drink their smoothie. A reusable smoothie straw. So straws seem to be a thing. That may be an opportunity for people who are just selling products in general. Smoothie blender, selling products in general, that may be helpful. Hair smoothie, would have never thought of that. Uh, I don't know if anybody's making homemade products. That might be a thing. So for the person who is, creating smoothie recipes, and I'll type in smoothie recipe. Um, Smoothie cup may be the closest that we're going to get to that. Let me type in recipe. Okay, so for the word recipe, there's a lot of competition. Recipe box, very little competition. Recipe cutting board, blender, template, all of those very low competition. So from a downloadable printable product, you still have an opportunity if you wanted to actually just create a recipe template document and sell those. Recipe card templates, still low competition, still green. So you can tell the ones that are oversaturated because there's recipe by itself, competition is high. And the same thing with recipe cards, getting a little bit more competition there. Sorry. So getting a little bit more competition there for this particular one. As I continue down this path of doing this research, there are some things I would say cutting boards with a recipe. This might be a print on demand opportunity because we saw one of the print on demand suppliers offers the opportunity to do custom made cutting boards. And so if I am creating smoothies, that's a great bundle opportunity to have a cutting board that goes with your recipe card, because when it comes to fruit or vegetables, it's probably a lot of chopping involved, chopping it down to put it into the blender. So there's an opportunity there. That may be a bundle opportunity for some later date. There's a recipe book template. So looking through these, there's a lot of potential opportunities. And if you decide you want to upgrade to the next level, then you could sign up for $5.99 a month and be able to look up more, and a lot of the stuff will be unlocked. It will give you who your direct competition tracker, so you can see that. You can see any trend buzz. You can also check keywords list, 25 list, look up 200 top sellers a day, 300 over here, track 5 listings. So if you want to track and see what's happening. So there's a lot more that you have the ability to do if you pay for the $5.99 a month. That is your choice. There's some data that you get at the free level, but again, you can get a little bit more, well, a lot more, if you upgrade to the paid. So I'm not going to encourage you to upgrade the paid at this point. You can decide if you want to. If you do, that's fantastic. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, take advantage of just using the free for a little while, and then you can upgrade later. The other thing was that we looked at Google Trends again, and I went through, I think I did, I can type today. Went through, I think I looked at Charlotte's and I looked at somebody else's for Google Trends and also on eRank. And we found that they had some opportunities because there were some trends there on when people buy certain things, and we could see when that spike is coming and when it slows down. So we know that next week is Prime Day. Print on demand is perfect for Prime Day. So is regular drop shipping is perfect for that, because under normal circumstances, you got to order inventory from potentially across the pond or across the ocean, one or the other, and get it here in time for you to be able to ship it off to your customer. Whereas if you're doing drop shipping and it's local drop shipping, then people can find your stuff online on the day of Prime Day. So you need to create those listings now, create those listings now, create those listings now. And they can buy them on the day of Prime Day, taking advantage of whatever you put out there in the universe if they're looking for your specific thing. So with Google Trends, it's another way to be able to find when are the most optimal time, when's the most optimal time that people are buying the thing that you may be potentially offering or selling or whatever. So if I go back to or related items, so if I go to smoothie and I look at smoothie for the past 12 months, wow, I don't know that it's a drastic drop, but it looks like it's a drastic drop. Partial incomplete data. All right, so we'll just go with that's partial incomplete data. But as you can see, like in July, there's still some sales. August, there's some sales. It seems to drop off significantly as you get into October. I'm guessing people want to eat candy. And because it's Halloween. And then Thanksgiving, not a lot of, making smoothies, buying smoothies because of the fact that people are probably eating a lot of turkey or ham or whatever. And then it picks up because New Year's resolutions, right? And people are going to they made a vow and a commitment to make some changes. So you can see the sales starting to go up. It takes a little bit of a dip and then it holds pretty steady on a straight trajectory up. So the great thing about this is if you decide that you're going to sell smoothie recipes or you're going to sell maybe even smoothie related like accessories and products or custom products, there's a window in which the sales are going to go down. But you also can see clearly that there's a spike in when the sales go up. And so taking advantage of that can actually help you to get more sales, get more traffic, and come up with potentially a income stability plan so that you can have some consistent sales even when things are low. Like this might be a time to double, if not triple your listings or offer more sales or promotions or discounts or whatever, so that you can continue to get a steady stream of sales during this window. Okay. And, we could explore, what other topics that are related to smoothies. There's these Merrill Lynch smoothie. I would have never, I don't know how that's related. I have no idea how that's related. I don't know how Merrill Lynch smoothie is related, but okay. But you can continue. The great thing about Google Trends is that you can continue to do more searches and do more research on your own based on what you select in the dropdown. You can search into categories, you can search other countries, you can search and see what is happening and go from there. Okay. All right. Then the next one that I gave you was the organic search. Well, I told you keywords everywhere. Keywords everywhere. I still encourage everyone to grab this tool. It's $10 for the year at the lowest plan that they have available. So when you look at pricing, again, another opportunity for you is you get 100,000 credits, which is 100,000 searches. And in this, you set up your API, but they do have Etsy as a focus. You also have Amazon, you have eBay. I'm surprised Walmart's not here, but you can see that they'll give you some data around Etsy to give you some volume information to help you to make some decisions about the listings that you're creating, what might be the words that you want to include in that listing, and what is the competition. Always helpful information, because then you can maybe create a listing that's slightly different than someone else. And then you have the organic search. So the organic search is, you can just go to Google, you can go to Amazon, you can go to eBay and use their search engines. And as I start to type, well, let me go outside of this. Let me go here. Hold on. So as soon as I do this, all my Chrome extensions are going to fire. So we have to give it a minute. But there's a couple of Chrome extensions that I feel like are helpful. Even if you're not selling on Amazon, these can be helpful extensions to install, again, even if you're not selling on Amazon. So as I start the process of typing, I can see that there might be some print on demand opportunities here. Outside of selling, blenders, if you don't want to sell blenders, that's fine. You can see that there are some opportunities around the tumbler that we talked about before. And again, selling your recipe with a tumbler. And the tumbler can have maybe a fruit design on the outside of it, or a vegetable design, or a fruit and vegetable design on the outside of it, or a quote of something like, I blend for my health, or whatever, some kind of cheeky quote that you put on the outside of it. Smoothie book, again, putting together all of these smoothie recipes and putting it into a low content book. Clearly, the word is coming up. And I'm not getting the data because of the fact that I'm not fully logged in. But the other thing, the bowls. So we know that those, I think the Aki bowls, I think that's what it is. So that was another recipe option that I said, you can. And after you finish all the smoothie drink combination cards that you want to create, then you can go after those smoothie bowls as well. And that's another opportunity to sell products that people might be looking for. So the top thing that people are looking for is a smoothie cup. And you got smoothie tumbler over here. So as you are creating the listing, whoever that is, you might want to include those phrases so that your stuff shows up. You show up in and you also have smoothie bottle over here, but you show up in the search. And then you have some more opportunities for different products that you can sell, as I said before. And maybe you can look at a white label opportunity for a smoothie protein powder if you want to get into that. Now, I would encourage you at all times to make sure you have seller's insurance. And if you don't, that would probably be one thing you really want to make sure you have. Because when people are ingesting something, if they have an allergic reaction to it, you don't want to not have insurance, liability insurance, to deal with that. So, but there are white label products out there that will allow you to put your logo and your brand on it, and you can sell that as well. So you could look for those combinations, or you can just stick to you go buy your fruits and vegetables on your own, and here's your recipe cards to go with that. And then for those who are truly into like potentially making their own products, there are some, masks and creams and gels and clays that you can make on your own. And let me just see. Smoothie with the lid, smoothie with protein, smoothie with straws, smoothie with slime. I don't know about the slime. I would not do that. But just doing an organic search on Amazon and just seeing what's out there. And then you can do your related words as well and see what comes up organically with your related words, and use the tools that are available to you. So I've got a few tools that I have installed and on my Chrome extension, as you can see up here, which is kind of crazy and bananas. You can do the same search on Etsy. Etsy. There we go. We've already looked at smoothie 9,000 times over here, but what I do want to point out again is just type in the first couple of letters and just see what comes up. So the first thing that people are searching for on Etsy is smoothie cup. The second one is smoothie. You've got a bunch of smooth this and smooth that. And the third one is smoothie bowl. So you've got smoothie cup, smoothie, and smoothie bowl. These are things that people are searching for on Etsy. And as we saw before, there's low competition. So go do that research so that you can incorporate these words, these tags into your listing so that you can start getting more organic searches and getting better showing up in the results so that people can find your stuff. That's for sure. Okay, so what questions, and you can do this search, this organic search. You can do it on Target.com. You can do it on eBay. Anywhere there's a search box, you can do that and just see what the words are when you put together your words, let me do Walmart. I'm sure blenders are going to come up on Walmart, but we can see what other words come up that people are definitely searching. So if I start smooth, oops, if I get in the box. So if I just type smoothie, smoothie mix, smoothie, smoothie blender, smoothie fruit, as you can see, the defaults, I got all these pop-ups, sorry about that. But yeah, you can see what's coming up automatically. Naked smoothie. Okay. I don't know about that. Oh, that's that drink. I know exactly what that is. All right. So I hope this quick refresher is helpful, and I hope that you use it as you continue to create your listings. Coming back to this, the organic search research that you can do, you may spend on whatever your topic is, your niche, or maybe it's not your niche. Maybe you're going to take advantage of doing something with the low hanging fruit, which is like the everyday's a holiday list. And, I would encourage you to spend no less than, 5 to 10 minutes doing some research, because you'll get the results pretty quick. You'll get the results by opening up about 4 or 5 windows, pulling up the different platforms, start typing the first couple of words. Also go see what's in eRank, go see what's in Google Trends, go see what comes up in keywords everywhere, and then use that information to build your listing. And again, when you're using that to build your listing, take that back in the other room. Back in the other room. Sorry. Sorry. I'll come back in there in just a minute. When you're building your listing, you can, oh, he just threw me off. I love him so much. Oh my gosh. Build a template. Sorry. You can build a template, especially if you're selling in a specific niche. So if I am going to be creating, over time, 200 or 100 or 50 smoothie recipes, you can create a template on Etsy for that. You can also create a template on eBay. Don't forget you have the opportunity to sell your products on other platforms. You can also sell them on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if you can officially create a template like that over there, but you can. And if you create them on eBay, you can allow them to be cross-listed through Bonanza, the Bonanza sync, onto Bonanza and Google Shopping. So that will help you to get more traffic. So as you're thinking about, maybe you're going to have a t-shirt and a hat that you're going to sell together that has to do with, being a smoothie junkie or being a smoothie addict, or, something cute and catchy. And then you have another combination where you're selling your recipe cards with a cutting board, or you're selling your low content book with a cutting board, or you're selling your recipe cards with a tumbler. Like, all of those are print on demand. You don't have to touch that inventory. You don't have to ship it to anybody physically yourself, giving you the opportunity to make more money. So I hope that information is helpful. Consider creating your templates on the platforms that will allow you to create a template. And then that way, that will shrink or reduce the amount of time it takes you to create that listing. So with that, what questions do you have? What questions can I answer? What questions can I help with? What ideas are you struggling with? What can I help you with today? You can unmute yourself and just go ahead and tell me. Small business sweepstakes. Oh, okay.
I just have a question about eRank.
Okay.
So when we're on there and we see a lot of red, how do we deal with that?
That means that the phrase or the words that you put in, you can do long tail keywords, meaning more than one word. That means that there's a lot of competition for it. So if there's a lot of competition for it, then I would say you can use the thesaurus. You can come up with the synonym of a word that is similar or related, so that way maybe there's an opportunity by using your thesaurus to come up with a related word. But you can, like I said, you can use more than one word together. so that you have your long tail keywords. So what's your search?
Travel.
Oh yeah, that's okay. So let's niche that down and let's be a little more specific. What type of travel are we focused on? Are we focused on a specific group? We're talking about family travel. Are we talking about singles? Are we talking about teenagers? Are we talking about adults? Are we talking about people who work corporate jobs and going on travel? Are we talking about people who do labor work and they go on travel? Are we talking about a specific gender? Females are going on travel, and taking travel. Like what? Let's niche down. What? Give me some more.
So what I decided to do is I just looked at the word travel and I just ended up looking at what keywords are being currently used. So there's travel printable, travel journal printable, travel planner printable. And with the Etsy competition, with the journal printable and the planner printable, it's not that much competition.
Okay.
Obviously we want to be able to create t-shirts and mugs and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature with different travel sayings on them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like I just used before, you do smoothie addict. You can do a travel addict. You could do little kitschy, cute little things like that. Definitely putting that on something. So it looks like okay, leather travel. Okay, so you have low competition here. Memory book, you have low competition. So if you were going to focus on different things, like I did with Charlotte, like let's focus on the different aspects of the different groups. So you could focus on creating a travel journal for women, and then a travel journal for men, and a travel journal for couples, and then a travel journal for seniors, and then a travel journal for those that just graduated from high school or just finished college and they want to take their, what do they call it? Oh God, what is it called? It's not a skip year. It's a
gap year.
Gap year, yeah. Your gap year travel journal. And so I can guarantee you probably have very little to no competition on a gap year travel journal, more than likely. So those are probably great opportunities to go after different groups. And then you can create some amazing, attire or accessories to go with that. Like, backpacks are, you have print on demand. Some of the platforms will allow you to do print on demand backpacks. Backpacks go great with travel. You could do travel cases, makeup cases. I don't remember luggage, but I'm confident that there's probably some travel luggage. You can do watches, especially the watch bands and things like that. So you have a lot of opportunity in addition to clothes, hoodies and hats and shirts and stuff like that, socks, pants, shoes, and you can come up with some really funny sayings, quotes, things like that. I left my corporate job to drink, I don't know, Mai Tais on the beach or something like that. That's too long, but you get what I'm saying. I left my corporate job to travel. I quit,
Exactly.
ACs to travel. Like you literally could come up with a whole bunch of careers. I quit, blah, 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 to travel. And
Mm-hmm.
so then you sell all of those strings of shirts and hoodies and backpacks and hats and, tumblers and whatever else you want to sell.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else has some questions that I can try to help answer? Okay, so my only encouragement as a cheerleader is rah rah, Sister Bob, please get out there and get after it. I will let you guys know when we can do the makeup time on the 9th and the 10th. Try to find a window that might work for everybody, but I really do want to help everybody get caught up. And you're more than welcome to schedule a 20-minute session with me if we need to just do a one-on-one comprehensive. I'm sure it will go over 20 minutes, and that's okay. I'm good with that. So, but let's get out here and make some money, because there's still an opportunity despite whatever might be happening with the economy. There's a great opportunity for you to be a successful online seller using print on demand. So build that schedule and put together that vision. All right. I will talk with you all later. You have an amazingly blessed evening.